In this tutorial, I'm going to do a quick overview of Joomla navigating the administration area and what the different functions are there. So what we're looking at here is the logon screen where you log into the administration area, and that is always found with your domain name /administrator. Now when I say always, there are some tools you can install which allow you to change that as a way of hiding it to make your site a bit more secure. Not normally a concern. But we're going to log in here, and you must have administrator rights to be able to get in here, of course. This is not something that a normal user can do. And when we log on, we see this control panel. I'll just run through the buttons here. You've got Add New Article. Now, terminology in Joomla, an article is simply a content that shows in the main areas on the website. So each page, or most pages at least, will have an article area. The front page of a site quite often will have more than one article. Article Manager is where you go to actually make changes to existing articles. The Category Manager, categories are basically used to group your articles. You think of them as filing cabinets. Each one's got a different label just to make it easier to keep track of where your content is. Your Media Manager is where you can upload or remove images. Menu Manager is where you manage the menus on your website. Now, when you write an article, as a general rule, writing an article doesn't make it display on the site. You have to create a menu link in order for that to then be displayed on the website. There are some exceptions to that, and we cover that in our tutorial on Joomla content. The User Manager, this is an important area because obviously you need to keep control of who has access to the website and what level of access they have. So if you want to add a new user, or importantly, you need to remove a user, maybe left the organization, this is where you would do that. Module Manager. Now, modules are a different type of content. Modules are typically the things that you see in your left, right columns or the footer of the website. They're not in the main content as a general rule, and they can be things from simple block of text to a login screen, or a form rather, or a contact form. There's lots of different things that can be put in the module areas. Might be videos, for example. We now have Extension Manager. The module is one type of extension. There are two other main types of extensions. One of those is a plugin. A plugin is something that allows you to do some extra things with your in the content in your articles. For example, if you wanted to embed a video into your content, you can't do that with a normal text editor, but you might have a video player as a plugin that does that. The second type of extension is a component. Components are typically much more complex pieces of code. They'll usually store information in the database of the site. There'll be things like shopping carts, contact forms. Here we have a backup software, banner management. That's a built-in one that allows you to put advertising banners on the sites and control when and where they're displayed. Contacts that are going to be on the site. We've got an events manager on this one, so on. So they're more complex pieces of software. They're known as components, and they're all types of extensions. And Extension Manager allows you to add, remove, or update an extension. Language Manager is where you would add additional languages if you have a multilingual site. Global configuration, we're getting into areas now where most users would never go, but global configuration controls things like the email address that is used by the site. Will cover things like how emails are processed. You can go in there if you need to take the site offline, for example. Those types of activities. Only the super administrator of the site would normally go into that area. Your template manager is where you can make dramatic changes to the look of your website. Joomla, the way we build sites in Joomla is we have the Joomla engine, which is what we're looking at here. We have a database where the content is stored. So when you write an article, the information is stored in a database. And then we have templates that describe how it's going to be displayed. They're the bits with the graphics and the colors and the layouts, and decides how many columns you have and so on. You can have multiple templates, and this is where you would manage the details of those templates, what pages they're going to be used on. Edit profile, that's where you can change your profile in the site. Not something that's we use a lot, but if you have a, I guess, in your contacts area, if you're showing a profile, that's where you can manage your profile. Down here are two important buttons. This one tells us, he's got a green button there, that tells us that this Joomla installation is up to date, the latest security patches have been applied. If there was a red button there, it would mean that you'd need to run an update. And the same with extensions. It'll tell us if any of the extensions need to be updated. So that is the general overview of the site. There's a lot more, as you can see. There's more menu links up here, but these are the main areas that you would use as a Joomla website user.